defensive line show. They had great defense. They won on defense, special teams, offense, coaching. They won in every aspect of that game. Urban Meyer.
This little blue stripe right there, and I always like the relics with the nice blue, with the nice stripe down them.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the new MLB rule changes. In the rule changes in the MLB, of course. New rule changes coming into the MLB effect in 2020 as well, but we're going to talk about the ones that are going to affect the MLB this very season, such as MLB All-Star Day, Election Day, one single trade deadline, roster expansion and minimization, depending on how you want to look at it, from what angle you want to look at it. And the big rule everybody's going to be talking about coming out of this rule change from the MLB and MLB Players Association agreement is that there will be a 3-batter minimum for all starting pitchers. I'll talk about both sides of that and give you my personal opinion on all of these rule changes, but mainly that 3-batter minimum for starting pitchers. We're going to get right into that, but before we do, like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like these. Again, 2020 rule changes will be coming. I'll be sure to cover those once they'll come out. Baseball season coming up, so stay tuned because ball hogging videos will be coming as the summertime approaches. The weather's definitely getting nicer where I live, but it's supposed to get bitterly cold this weekend, but I do know that it was 70 degrees today, and it was very nice to walk outside and just feel that. It definitely felt like it's springtime. We're getting to summer opening day just 14 days away. So make sure to stay tuned for a lot more baseball videos coming out, more baseball card videos as well. But we're going to get into these rule changes. First, the All-Star Day, Election Day. Now, I vaguely know about this new rule change. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. What I do know is that there will be, of course, the voting from all the MLB fans. Next, the top 3 vote getters will go into a one-day election day in MLB. I don't know what the end result's going to be, but a lot of people are excited to see how they're going to campaign for themselves on social media and all these different platforms. I'm excited to see how it's going to go. Definitely a step in the right direction for the MLB as opposed to what I might think about some of these other rule changes. But definitely, I give the MLB a thumbs up for that rule because it's going to be nice to see all the more fan interactions from baseball, which is one of my main reasons why I absolutely love baseball, the fan interaction. Next rule, we're going to have one trade deadline. Usually there's 2 trade deadlines. The non-waiver deadline, which is the one a lot of people are always paying attention to, the big deals that come out of it. This last year, the 2018 season, was the Chris Archer deal to the Pirates. That was the big deal. The year before that, Sonny Gray to the Yankees and Yu Darvish to the Rangers. A lot of big deals happen, and things that you thought would never happen suddenly have happened, and it's all really weird to process on that day, but then you get used to it in the next week. So one trade deadline, and then we'd have another trade deadline. Last season, which was the last season of the new rule change, has one trade deadline, the non-waiver and waiver. The second trade deadline was the waiver wire. Anybody that cleared waivers could be traded, but not really many trades. Big trades that did happen, though. Justin Verlander got traded from the Detroit Tigers to the Houston Astros not too long ago, I believe 2 years ago. And Chase Utley was traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers from the Philadelphia Phillies on the waiver wire. So there have been some noteworthy deals coming from the waiver wire, but not the bigger deals that happen in the non-waiver wire. So just one trade deadline this year. I really don't think that's going to affect many things, but there's going to be some things affected because you can't make any moves after that deadline. After that, that's your team. You have your organization. You can sign some free agents, but you're not going to be able to give away anybody to add anybody. So that's going to be interesting to see, but I really don't see how this is going to be a very huge effect on MLB teams. So this rule, I'm going to have to give it a in the middle. I want to see how this rule change works out first because I can go either or and hold my ground. Next rule change we're going to talk about here is the roster minimization or expansion, whatever way you want to put it. The expansion is that all rosters will move from 25 to 26 players this year, and there was discussions that we had there was going to be a 13-pitcher minimum. That is not coming into effect this year, possibly next year. I think probably next year, so that's interesting to see. But instead of 40 players on the September roster, they are shrinking it down to 28, so shrinking it down by 12 players. So not very many people from the minors we're going to see in September anymore. So that's the thing I'm going to see. One player expansion, okay. That does add one extra player to the roster, which is kind of a nice luxury for MLB teams. But then you have a 12-player minimization in September. That's the bigger roster change in terms of number of players. I definitely am not the biggest fan of that, but we'll see how it shapes out, because I always like seeing those minor league players, those young guys. If you're not following a team, you see these guys, I don't know, never heard of them before, and then they put up a nice performance or they don't. That's the one shot minor league players have that aren't a top prospect. That's like a big shot that they have to attempt to get their name known. So now only 2 players will have that luxury, but the 2 players that are going to be brought up are 2 big prospects from pretty much every team. Say you have the Blue Jays, you're going to bring up one of your top prospects, and easily Vlad Guerrero Jr., who's going to be a guy who's going to be coming up definitely this season. He's the top prospect in all of MLB, in my opinion. So that definitely, I think that the roster minimization is more important than the one-player expansion, because that lowers the opportunities that minor league players have at the possibility of getting their name known, and I think that is definitely a negative for baseball, especially considering the long way you have to climb up the organization. You've got the AZL, the GZL leagues, then you've got low A ball, high A ball, double A, triple A. It's this whole ladder you have to climb, and then when you get to triple A, you want to get that chance to get on the 40-man roster and get your name known, but now it's only 28 players are going to get up. So that's definitely interesting to note, and I am definitely not the biggest fan of that for sure. So now we're going to get into the big rule change of the entire day, that each starting pitcher will face a minimum of 3 batters. Not a minimum of 3 batters, but will have to face each batter a minimum of 3 times. Needed to reword that a little bit. And that is definitely a step, in my opinion, in the wrong direction for baseball. Because over the past couple of years, I get this, what the intentions of this rule change are. But I definitely think that this is a step in the wrong direction, because you can make an argument that this might make the game a little longer. This is the thing about baseball. A starting pitcher can throw a near no-no one night, and then the next night they give up 8 runs in the first inning, and that's that scenario we're talking about. You give up 8 runs in the first inning, but you haven't faced each batter a minimum of 3 times, so you have to stay in. You can't go a call to the pen, which it could extend the game a little longer. So that, I believe, is somewhat of a step in the wrong direction, because if MLB looked at the stats, I don't have the stats in front of me, but if they looked at the stats, and it's clear, it's evident when you watch baseball games over the past couple of years, starting pitchers dread that 3rd time through the order, because that's the time each player, they've gone up to the plate, they know what they're going to see, and they can put a bat on a ball and get a rally going if a pitcher's having a good outing. And that could extend the game, because it's extended innings, which is extended time in the game. And that, I believe, makes the game a little longer. And the pace of play is what they're trying to eliminate here. But a 3rd time through the order, more likely than not, is going to extend the game a little longer, because the hitters, they're becoming smarter now. They know what they're going to see. They're looking at the plate even a little more thoroughly. They know what they're going to see at the plate. And at least at the 3rd time through, and it can extend an inning a little longer, which extends the game a little longer. Just that little thing that happens can turn into a big problem for a team. The MLB looking to change the pace of play. It gets rid of that mystery, that unknowingness that baseball has, that makes it great. You never know what you're going to get. A one-hitter or a 9-run first inning. It's that mystery that baseball has. And this rule gets rid of it. It's that you never know what you're going to get in baseball. And this rule throws that out of the window. So for the MLB, you can make an argument that this extends the game. Whether it does or not, in my opinion, for the MLB, this rule is a step in the wrong direction. So hopefully the 2020 rule changes turn that right around, trying to take steps in the right direction, which I think some of those rules will. It just depends on what rule changes they're going to make. But that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. Thanks for watching this. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this. Leave your opinions on the rule changes in the comments down below. Do you like them or do you not? Because I think that some of these rule changes are a step in the wrong direction. Do you think they're a step in the right direction? Leave your thoughts. Again, leave them down in the comments section below. I would like to see your thoughts on this, your guys' thoughts on this, because there's been mixed emotions around baseball all day. So we'll see how these rule changes pan out in the 2019 MLB season. That's coming upon us. 14 days until opening day as of today. So it's going to be nice to see baseball back in action very soon. We'll see how these rule changes pan out. Until next time, again, thank you for watching this video of breakdown of the 2019 MLB baseball rule changes.